if you include McKenna Dale kind of playing the role of a stretch 4 in the backcourt with Taylor up front and 4 guards for Courtney Banghart. Alyssa Usby only took 4 field goal attempts on Sunday. I think Courtney wants to see Usby look for her offense a little bit more. Second meeting of the year. Tab, as you said in the open, these two teams played a wild one. Virginia had a healthy 9-point lead with under 7 minutes to go before North Carolina outscored Virginia 22-2 over the final 6:45 at JPJ in January. Big doubleheader night of ACC women's hoops begins with a Cameron Taylor baseline J.
Immediately, you see what the Cavs want to do. They want to have those high percentage shots, and we already mentioned Cam Taylor leads this team in scoring. She'll have the ball in her hands a lot tonight.
She's been scoring more with more responsibility on her shoulders recently since Mir McLean went out with a knee injury. No good on the Carolina jumper, and the rebound pinballs off a few different hands. Goes to Virginia. You're hoping to see Sam Brunel tonight join the club. We were looking forward to watch Sam play. She had 15 against Carolina on January 12th, but day-to-day with a foot injury, she is not going to play tonight.
Big time miss for the Cavs. She dropped 5 threes that game. Was a big part of the reason why they had the lead deep in that fourth quarter.
Courtney Banghart stressed rebounding when you asked her the most important things tonight. Offensive rebound here and a second chance opportunity for Virginia. Vaughn looking inside. Extra pass, gets it to Taylor, going to work on Poole. And pretty good defense from the junior from Raleigh. Ahead, Kennedy, Todd Williams lost it on the way up and under. And a foul on Kennedy in the backcourt. We'll give it back to Virginia.
Yeah, Todd Williams just saying, my bad. Was a bit out of control on that layup, but you see the rebound and what it does for UNC. It starts their transition game, and they want to get out and run. They put it on display right there.
Angelika Suffren, Mark Berger, and Crystal Apollanis are the 3 officials presiding tonight. Taylor from the other side, rebounded by Deja Kelly.
A good play, though, by the Cavs. You got Valladay, who attracted the double team, got it to Taylor, just wasn't able to hit the shot.
And Poole's going to get free throws off the nice creation from Deja Kelly. Just finding space where it may not have existed initially under the bucket. Free throws coming for the Tar Heels. And we'll take a look at tonight's Ford keys to the game. What you got, Tab?
Virginia, limit fouls. We talk about that fourth quarter where they were leading last time they saw this UNC team. Well, they got in foul trouble and they allowed UNC to shoot 26 free throws. They made 20 free throws. And then for North Carolina, it's rebounding. And we already talked about it. This UNC team likes to get out in transition, and it starts with the rebound. Courtney Banghart told us that's how they like to start their offense.
And to your point about the fouls, Cam Taylor picked up the foul on Poole. She immediately goes to the bench less than 2 minutes into the game. Now, London Clarkson has given Coach Mox some great production off the bench recently. London Clarkson, the senior transfer from Florida State, averaging nearly 14 points a game over her last 5.
And she was the next name when we asked Coach Mox, you know, who's going to defend the Alyssa Utsbys or the Anya Pooles. Well, she said probably won't be defending Anya Poole. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought because I was watching the play.
Well, Virginia's offense lost its train of thought as well as Alexia Smith turned it over.
Way to pick that one back up for me. But basically, I was saying she doesn't want Cam Taylor getting into foul trouble in the post tonight.
Left with 8:14. We'll see when Taylor comes back. She has Virginia's early basket. Here's Paulina Paris, the freshman from Congers, New York, coming off the best game of her very promising young career. Playing with some confidence in the left-handed runner. Was almost down, popped out.
Coach Banghart told us earlier she trusts Paris with the ball in her hands. Deonta Vaughn's 3 doesn't go, but another near second chance opportunity for the Cavs.
Hustle from McKenna Dale tumbling toward the Carolina bench. Look, this is a Virginia team that obviously got off to a scintillating start. They were 12-0, and then they've come back to earth a little bit. But you dig deeper, I mean, they have been very competitive with some of the best teams in the league over the course of the past month, even though they've lost 7 of 8.
I mean, 5 of those teams were ranked opponents in the month of January that are still ranked to this very day. So they're right in those games with them. They're competing and doing it with injuries on their roster.
Great defense by London Clarkson, deflecting the entry pass, and yikes, Valaday hop, skipped, and jumped her way across midcourt, but glad she's all right. London Clarkson in and out. Rebound pulled down by Kennedy Williams.
Nice move, though, by Clarkson on the interior. Good patience.
Ball's like a popcorn popper right now. And a pass too far ahead of Dale. The team's trade turnovers. Still 2-2, 3.5 minutes in. Virginia seeking its first road win in the ACC this year. And if they get it, it would be the first since February of 2020, when the Wahoos won in Blacksburg.
Coach Mock's not used to losing 4 games in a row. Had only lost a maximum of 2 in a row, and those date back to her Michigan State days, back to 2017. So just keeping a positive attitude, but not used to losing this many games in a row. They're sitting at 4.
More free throws coming for Todd Williams. As you look at Courtney Banghart, she earned her 70th win at the helm of the Tar Heels on Sunday at Little John, carrying a 7-game winning streak into tonight. It's the first time that Carolina has had a 7-game ACC winning streak in one season since the 07-08 campaign, when they went 14-0 in the ACC.
And this was a team, Evan, that had lost 4 straight before they went on this 7-game win streak. And we were looking at each other like, man, they're in trouble. Like, what are they going to do? But Courtney Banghart telling us that her team believes they're good now. The shooting has been better, and they're able to play defense now that their defense or their offense has been better on the offensive end.
1 for 2 at the line for Kennedy Todd Williams. Valaday's 3 too strong, and Kelly has the rebound. Carolina has not made a field goal in the game's first 4 minutes, a drought that will continue after the 3rd turnover on the double dribble.
Deja Kelly trying to plead her case that the ball was touched out of her hands.
An argument she will not win.
Yeah, ball's going the other way.
Dale looking inside, anticipated well by Poole.
Anya Poole did her work early and got around that 3/4 side over the top, and that allowed her to tap that out.
Inside, too strong. Dale pulls down the miss.
And look at Paris, next play mentality. You don't see a change on her face. She's back playing defense like that shot was never missed.
And Clarkson finishes inside.
Good ball movement and rotation for Virginia, especially the vision from Taylor Valaday.
Usby going to work, doubled, and throws it away. And our always able statistician, John Madry, with the fine hands here on the sideline.
Yeah, he saved our laptops, didn't he? Thanks, John.
John worked last night at the Dean Dome. He's working back-to-back days, and he's still fresh. Midway through the first quarter, the two teams were combined 2 for 12 from the field. Shot clock at 10. Valaday with 4. Valaday, nope. Another rebound for Poole.
Bit of a broken play. Not a bad shot by Valaday. It was a little flat on that one, but want to see Virginia get into their offense a lot sooner versus getting to the end of the shot clock.
Carolina still 0 for. Open look, Dale. Poole with her 2nd straight board.
Offense seems to be a little stagnant for both teams right now. Just got a couple early turnovers, got some shots not falling. Both teams just kind of need to settle in, find their rhythm.
Poole lost it. It will stay with UNC. It'll be Tar Heel ball when we come back.
Well, the Cavs are going to need a bit more of this. London Clarkson gets the nice pass underneath, puts Virginia up 1. 4 minutes left in the first.
It's bow time.
This trip as she recovers.
You see the upper left-hand quarter of that huddle, Sam Brunel in the UVA family shirt. Brunel, the Notre Dame transfer. At least there's a reason why she can't play tonight, unlike the bogus reason that kept her out of the game at Notre Dame when they ruled her disqualified for a fighting penalty when Sarah Bajetti had her leg locked up. But that's a different story. We shouldn't dive down that rabbit hole now. Virginia, look, they've been competitive in most of these games, Tab. Just really good opponents in this league night in, night out.
Absolutely. They're all ranked. They all have numbers in front of them. Look at that. At the time, number 9 Virginia, 10 NC State, 22 North Carolina. They're number 11 right now, 7 Notre Dame, 12 Virginia Tech. I mean, they've been in every game. They started the season 12-0 as Deja Kelly's 3 doesn't go, but this Virginia team does compete.
They also lost by single digits to Florida State, the team that's ranked now and would have been ranked earlier if the media was more in tune with what was going on in college basketball. And yes, I'm taking shots at the AP voters.
The shade that's being thrown, and we're still in the first quarter.
Call it like we see it. Baseline jumper. Cameron Taylor doesn't wait too long to impact things, and she returns to the game.
There's a reason why I chose her as my player of the game. It's because she can impact at both ends of the floor, doing the scoring. 4 points already for the Cavaliers.
Anya Poole finds the range, a 17-foot jumper. And that's the first field goal for Carolina.
Stretch fours are my best, not just because I was one, but because they can spread the floor so well and stretch the defense. Anya Poole knocking down a deep shot.
Poole has not attempted 3 this season, so that's one of her longest field goal attempts of the year. As Virginia turns it over.
They don't call it lasagna for nothing. Right here, lasagna eyes up the defense and says, listen, you're not going to come out and guard me, Cam Taylor? Well, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to make it. Cam Taylor has got a guard her from that 17-foot spot now.
What do you mean they don't call her lasagna for nothing?
I don't know. I just saw the nickname and threw it in there. Like, you know, smooth lasagna.
I mean, you're making me hungry.
Wavy. Not with that lunch you had, Evan. You gotta get a diet for the rest of the night.
Maybe next week. Plenty of good eats in downtown Chapel Hill, as you and I experienced this afternoon. And yes, that was lunch and dinner. Deja Kelly creates some contact, and the foul's on Valladay, her first.
UNC just cleared out that entire left side, and Valladay dared Kelly to go to her left. She did, drew foul.
And then stealing the inbound pass, Kaden Lawson, the fancy footwork on the end line.
Athletic play. And they throw the ball right back to UNC.
Now this was obviously deflected out of bounds by Usby. The call was mistaken initially, and now they get together and get it right.
Good job by the referees, getting together and getting the right call. Still such a low-scoring game so early on.
Would it surprise you, though, if each team scores like 10 points in the first quarter and then 25 each in the second quarter?
It wouldn't, because that's the nature of the ACC. It's defense, who can limit what, who can muck the games up, but also who can score at a high clip and keep up with the pace of this league. So actually it wouldn't. You'll be right on key.
North Carolina in the third quarter on Sunday in Clemson scored just 7. It was their lowest scoring quarter of the entire season. They had 26, I think, in the fourth.
They also held Clemson to 2 single-digit quarters as well, so it can happen.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the first. Cameron Taylor fouled by Usby. You were excited to see Usby and Taylor go head-to-head.
I am, and I raved about both players to Coach Banghart, and I also raved about how good Alyssa Usby is. And it makes sense when you look at the fact that she played positions 1 through 5 growing up. She just knows what to do with the ball in her hands, and she looks like she's in the right place at the right time, but that's because she doesn't stop moving. She plays well off the ball.
Coach Banghart said in a press conference earlier this year that she is the captain of the Alyssa Usby fan club. But I think Tab Turner's trying to become like the secretary of that club.
She's so valuable. And again, Evan, you know I love my stretch 4, so I'm going to go back to Cam Taylor as she knocks down the second free throw, but she's another stretch four that I like to watch just because they make the offense that much dangerous, and they can also guard posts and guards as well. Two-way players.
Deja Kelly looking for some offense. Here's Kayla McPherson, her first basket in Carmichael Arena after making her Tar Heel debut on Sunday at Clemson.
Looked like that first basket she made against Clemson. Just put her head down and was aggressive to the rim. Just such a gritty player. You can tell she's been waiting to get out there.
Sunday was her first game in 800 days. A couple injuries, the rehab, the grinding. And you can imagine that basket had to feel so special, one she'll never forget.
That's right. I thought Coach Banghart was joking when she said it's been over 800 days, but Kayla McPherson just putting her head down, adding another level of scoring and defense for this Tar Heel squad. Just been waiting her time with that lingering injury, lower body injury.
Special talent out of Hull, Georgia. Her family was at Clemson for her debut on Sunday. Caden Lawson's three, rounding out. Ali Zelaya grabs the rebound. Ahead, McPherson, foot on the line, two!
It's the confidence for me. I mean, to miss 800 days and come back in your second game and knock down a three in transition, you gotta have, or a deep two, excuse me. Nonetheless, you gotta have some confidence.
Foul before the shot on the Valadez drive.
And here's what rebounds do for the Tar Heels. You get it, they push in transition, her foot right on the line, but she knocks down that deep two-pointer. Back-to-back buckets for McPherson.
Too bad she's playing tentative, you know, in her first game's back, not really attacking. Goodness gracious, she did just pick up her first foul on the Valadez drive. Adding a player like McPherson into the mix at this stage of the season, exactly what Carolina needs. Offensive rebound, though, here for Alexia Smith. Shot clock was back to 20, about a 7-second difference here, game and shot. Deep shot, two for Taylor, no good. Rebound for Key. Tar Heels, despite starting the game 0 for 6, have a chance to lead here at the end of the first. It will barring a turnover. Kelly at the buzzer, short. Well, North Carolina didn't exactly light up the offensive scoreboard in the first quarter, but they held Virginia without a field goal over the last 3.5 minutes. And Carolina takes a 1-point lead as we head to the second. Naismith Coach of the Year at Princeton. She said the biggest win of her coaching career was heading into the NCAA tournament with an undefeated Princeton team. And Barack Obama was sitting courtside.
Oh, man, that is intimidating.
And they won the game. At Maryland. They said they could lose maybe the second round game. They just didn't want to lose that first game and the undefeated season of the tournament as Paulina Paris gets her first two of the night.
Did she say she got to meet President Obama?
She did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Their next game, there were a couple of Supreme Court justices sitting courtside. So a lot of pressure when you play games in the DMV that time of year. A lot of basketball fans in the government. Here's Paris grabbing the rebound.
Another three, no good for Virginia. They're 0 for 5. Want to see them be a bit more aggressive on the interior, get some high percentage shots.
Kelly going at Dale.
Good defense by Dale.
Indeed. And a bumping foul with a shot clock at 6 going against Caden Lawson.
Kayla McPherson just does a good job of attacking that first foot. And Lawson started initially with good defense, but when you play defense, you got to give the offensive player a step. And right there, she didn't give McPherson a step.
Can you imagine what this feels like for Kayla McPherson? 800 days without playing a game. It's your first home game of your college career, this stage of the season.
I mean, she's playing like how it feels as she puts up.
Oh, my! McPherson lighting it up here at Carmichael.
She's taking advantage of her opportunity, and you can just see it on her face. She's waited for this moment for so long.
3 for 3 from the floor. She's got 7 points, the game's high score. McKenna Dale answers with the first 3 of the night for Virginia.
Now we're heating up with the three-pointers. McKenna Dale standing at 6 feet. Listed as a guard, but really a stretch 4 who can give the Cavs some size, but stretch the floor as well.
Tough tumble there. Ali Zelaya, who's got the ball, landed on her tailbone. Grimaced, got back to her feet. Running the play. McPherson looking for more. And into a crowd of orange defenders. It'll be Virginia ball, courtesy of the alternating possession.
And you'll take that if you're Coach Banghart, because McPherson does a bit of this right here. Sizes up the defense. They give her a bit too much space. Dale attempts to go under the screen, and that's too much space to give McPherson, who's been waiting 800 days to see this court and play on it.
Big time score. Class 4A Georgia Player of the Year back in 2020 when she led the nation in points per game, averaging over 36 points per game. 36 points per game. Maybe an issue with a contact lens.
Oh man, didn't that just creep you out, just seeing them touch their eye? I used to have contacts, and just touching your eyeball like that doesn't feel good.
That was on Paris. Taylor elbow jumper. Rebounded by Zelaya.
The size of Zelaya kept that play alive for UNC, because Alexia Smith almost came down with an offensive rebound.
Zelaya was fouled by Lawson. Number 2 on Caden Lawson. Are they going to give Zelaya free throws? Foul kind of happened before the contact, before the shot, but she went into the shot quickly enough, so she's going to get 2.
And Lawson, this is a part of the keys to the game, the foul count. They're already playing with a depleted bench. You've got no Near McLean, no Sam Brunel tonight, so the bench is already short.
If you joined us late, Sam Brunel day-to-day with a foot injury. Zelaya, 2 for 2 at the line, her 5th and 6th free throw attempts of the season. Zelaya, with those 2 points, have matched her total offensive output from the last 10 games.
Comes from a basketball family. Her father played at Oregon Tech and her sister at Monmouth. Love to see the basketball families.
There's a steal from Usby. Runs into a crowd and gives it back. Stolen by Dale. McKenna Dale, the transfer from Brown. And loose ball collected by Poole. Who needs a point guard?
Too much of a quick shot for Virginia. And exactly, Evan. Who needs a point guard? Because on that play, Virginia got no ball movement, and they put up a quick shot. Same thing with UNC at the other end.
That is an offensive foul on Destiny Adams.
You could hear the
Yes, you could.
I think it was London Clarkson as we take another look at this, but you can hear the that she takes as she sets her feet outside of the restricted area and takes a legal charge. Good job sacrificing her body.
And her neck.
Clarkson averaging almost 14 points a game the last 4 games so far for the Cavs, so she's in there for a reason.
Travel called. Virginia now with 7 turnovers. Carolina's turned it over 9 times. Carolina, saw earlier, leads the league in turnover margin. -2 right now in that department. Carolina's shooting 100% so far here in the second quarter. 2 for 2 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line, and Poole stays perfect.
Yet again, the defense stays and sags in the paint, giving Anya Poole another jumper. She stood there for at least 5 seconds and dared the defense to come out.
The outside shooting from Anya Poole, the story of the game.
Anya Poole says, don't disrespect me, I can hit this shot. That's her second one of the first half. 100 days to get back on this court, and boy, will I tell you, she's taking advantage of her opportunity. Kayla McPherson leads all scorers in the game today for UNC. She's got 7, knocked down some deep jumpers, hit a 3 in this one. Just puts her head down in this game, has been aggressive, gritty, and has given the Tar Heels another scoring option, as well as defensively given them another option at the other end of the floor.
See the wins over ranked opponents this year. North Carolina beat Oregon, Iowa State in November, and then enter that Notre Dame game right in a 4-game losing streak, but that was the turning point. That game, and then the fourth quarter against Virginia. And this Carolina team, I don't want to say they've been straight line great, because they've had their ups and downs. They struggled at Pittsburgh. They really let Clemson back in the game on Sunday, but they've been coming out with wins 7 times in a row.
Coach Banghart telling us earlier that they had an issue with rebounding versus opponents. They were getting out-rebounded. The last 3 games, they've out-rebounded their opponents. So doing a better job in that area, and we already talked about how that starts their transition game, and Kayla McPherson is all smiles that she's perfect from the field tonight.
Another product of a basketball family. Both her parents were Hilltoppers, played at Western Kentucky. Deja Kelly getting ready to head back to the scorer's table. She has not scored yet. Here's a steal for Usby. Alyssa Usby and the foul.
Talk about confidence, Alyssa Usby. I rave about her all the time. She took that in transition 1-on-3, led the break, eyes the defense. There's 3 orange jerseys down there. She pulls up, pops, and then draws the foul. Anya Poole's excited about it. No secret that Usby is one of my faves to watch her play. She just knows how to stretch the floor, knows how to be in the right place at the right time. Excellent basketball IQ.
We asked Courtney Banghart, Alyssa only took 4 shots at Clemson. Is that okay? Do you need to look for her more? She touches the ball almost every possession. She needs to look for her shot more. It's basically what Courtney said and what Courtney told her in film after the Clemson game. Sometimes
players are too unselfish, and you want them to have that automatic dog, and that's a good problem to have, right? When your players care about each other and want to facilitate and get the ball to each other, as Cam Taylor gets the nice 2 underneath.
7 points, make it 8 points now for Taylor off a beautiful dish. It's a 16-3 Carolina run before that pass and bucket from Valladay to Taylor. Poole.
Excellent defense.
Oh my goodness.
Even better offense.
Anya Poole is 3 for 3. She's got 8 points here in the half.
London Clarkson did an excellent job defending Poole, but Poole, boy oh boy, was she tough.
She hadn't scored double figures in any of her last 16 games. Usby the clean block. McPherson dishes ahead. Usby scores.
Look at her body. Look at how she created the contact, absorbed the contact, allowed the defender to speed by her and still focused in on the basket.
20-5 is the Carolina run. Cameron Taylor wanting to get to the bucket. Rebounded by Clarkson. Shot clock did not reset. 5 to shoot for Virginia. Alexia Smith. Awkward dribble. Cam Taylor's shot blocked.
A bit late in the shot clock to get Taylor that ball at the end of the shot clock. But this move right here by Anya Poole. Eyes the defense. Good defense by Clarkson. Better offense by Anya Poole with the up and under. And in transition, Poole gets it out to McPherson, who gets it out to Usby on the break. She just absorbs the contact, allows the defense to run right by her, and focuses in on the basket.
12-point lead and the basketball for UNC. Kennedy Ty Williams comes up well short. Kept alive on the baseline by Usby, but here's Valladay the other way.
Camera guy's still down, though.
No worse for wear, hopefully. McPherson, look out under the bucket. McPherson gets the roll.
Watch out. Kayla McPherson is fired up, and this crowd is fueling her right now.
I got a feeling we're going to be saying this a bunch. but it's a career high for Kayla McPherson. She's got 9.5 after scoring 8 in her Tar Heel debut on Sunday.
It's almost like the moment is fueling her. And let's take a look at the sequence of events right here. McPherson leads the break, takes it all the way, and the one-handed scoop goes right back at the camera guy who was just getting up. But boy, oh boy, you can tell she's been buying her time, waited 800 days to get to this moment in her second game back, taking advantage of the opportunity.
North Carolina started this game 0 for 6 from the field. Since then, the Tar Heels are 10 for 12. They're 7 of 8 here in the second quarter. Aside from Kayla McPherson entering the game, what in your mind changed?
They found a rhythm. They kind of settled in a little bit. They weren't playing their style of basketball, and I looked over at Coach Banghart's face, and she had the same confused look that I had, like, what is this? Who are we?
In and out for Clarkson. Rebound for Poole. Tar Heels a chance to extend the lead. They're up double digits, and Kelly hadn't done anything until now.
Deja Kelly been acting as more of a facilitator lately. Coach Banghart telling us that her scoring hasn't been up like last season. But that's because she's passing more.
It's called an offensive foul on Cameron Taylor, grappling for position with Usby. That's number 2 on Taylor, and that's bad news for Virginia.
Taylor may have to play through these 2 fouls as Coach Mox looks at her bench, and you see Alexia Smith at the table. Cam Taylor got to be careful here not to pick up another before halftime.
Offensive foul on Kelly.
Nice job by Valladay, kind of selling the call. She moved her feet. It was excellent defense. She sold it just a little bit, but definitely took a shot to the face.
And now on the whistle, Taylor departs.
Coach Mox knowing she's got to protect her lead rebounder and lead scorer before this half is over.
So far, your keys to the game, North Carolina's rebounding. They're +5. Virginia's foul situation, Taylor on the bench with 2. I'd say advantage for the Tar Heels.
Telling me I'm good at my job, thank you.
2:45 to play in the half. Vaughn hands off. Alexia Smith to the open. Valladay for 3.
It was the ball movement around the arc that got Virginia that shot, and Taylor Valladay delivered at the end of it. They rotated the ball twice around the arc, which broke down the defense.
Todd Williams with the answer. Long 2.
It's her first basket of the game. Just 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She's been kind of quiet, but that's her first field goal.
More great defense from Carolina.
And here's the ball movement I was talking about right here. They rotated across. Alexia Smith, goes off 2 screens. And right there, they find the right shot, the right player at the right time.
Coos could use more of that from Taylor Valladay. She's got 10 threes now in the season. And a whistle away from the ball. London Clarkson just picked up her second foul, so that's more news. That won't be wonderful for Coach Mox to hear. We are 2 minutes and 3 seconds away from halftime, and coming up at the half, we'll take a look around the ACC. It's an interesting night in the league, Tabitha. You got 7 games. Louisville is off. So Louisville's among the top 8. The other 7 teams in the top 8 are playing the bottom 7 in the league. So there's no matchup between 2 ranked teams tonight. There's 6 matchups with a ranked team and an unranked team. And then there's Miami, who very well could be ranked, taking on Clemson in our next game of our doubleheader.
And yet and still no easy games tonight, because that's just the way the ACC is. When the top teams are still taking on the bottom teams. We're going to look at the tops right here.
I liked how UNC radio voice Matt Krausberg earlier today said tonight's about who can hold serve and who can do what they need to do as a ranked team going against an unranked team. And as you said, every opponent is a landmine potentially. Oh, nice move by Alexia Smith off the bounce.
Yeah, Alexia Smith just floated in the air. Nice hang time right there. Was able to focus in on the basket as she was hanging in the air.
Tar Heels are 9 for 10 here in the second quarter. That's 90%.
Look at you, you math wizard.
Usby, did she get away with it? No. Offensive foul on UNC's number 1. And that's number 2 for Usby.
And you can see the right arm push off by Usby, excuse me. Bit of a slow night for her, just 5 points so far in this one, but she's just a player that's so smart. She can play her way out of it. She doesn't take any plays off.
Valadez going downhill and met by Tioni Key's outstretched arms, but a foul before the block against Carolina.
And that's the aggressiveness I was referring to for Virginia. When the ball wasn't falling, this is what you want to see your team do. Valadez just puts her head down and takes it at the defense, draws the foul.
Second personal on Paris. Paris, Usby, and Key, each with 2 fouls apiece for Carolina. Clarkson, Lawson, and Taylor, all with 2 fouls apiece for Virginia. Two years at Marquette for Taylor Valadez, now in her second year at UVA.
Came in last game, they played UNC and really gave them a lift off the bench. She finished with 16 points, and that was a back-to-back double-figure scoring game. Had double figures versus NC State.
Deja Kelly missed it off the catch. Valadez the rebound, as you said, coming off the 16-point game against UNC in January. Smith pulls it back out. Final minute of the half. It's a huge couple of possessions here for Virginia. They could get a score, a stop, and a score. Change the complexion of this game dramatically. Alexia Smith buries the jumper.
That's how you can get some momentum in your favor, but you got to get a stop right here because there's definitely plenty of time for UNC to get something off.
We call it like an 8-4 mini run right now from Virginia to cut a 16-point deficit down to 12. Final seconds of the first half. Deja Kelly has hit these shots before, gives it up. The freshman, Paris. No good at the buzzer.
They were able to get the shot that they wanted, just didn't fall. Paulina Paris a bit too deep for that three-point range, but UNC a nice little stretch right there to get a double-digit lead.
Even with that miss, Carolina still shot 75%. A bar in downtown Clemson after your old friend Fallon Stokes and I called the Clemson's upset against Virginia Tech, who was 7th in the nation at the time.
I mean, that was another night of just upset after upset, and that was the game that we said Florida State should probably be ranked after that. I think it was a week after that win that they finally made it in.
No, it was like a month later that the voters finally wised up. Anya Poole into double figures officially. She's got 10, picking up where she left off in the first half.
Giving it to the hot hand. They said, hey, Poole, you're hot. Take turns and get her the ball.
And then the defense. All-court game. It's a pool party. Deja Kelly buries the jumper.
Nice pull-up in transition. She kept her head up the entire time. Saw nobody came to pick her up in transition, just stopped and popped.
Look of frustration on the face of Amaka Agugwa-Hamilton. Almost like her expression says, everything we talked about at halftime we haven't done in the first minute of the second half. Jump ball tie-up after the Taylor miss. It will stay with Virginia.
Good job extending the possession for the Cavs, but right here, nobody picks up Deja Kelly. Or should I say Jan Devon picks her up a step too late. Deja Kelly just pulls up, stops and pop and knocks it down.
And Valadez dribbles into a double team. Carolina in the zone. Valadez, good ball movement, sets up Smith. Rebounded by Dale. on the drive. Poole with more great defense for Carolina.
Poole definitely deflected McKenna Dale's layup.
Paulina Paris wouldn't fall.
Rimmed in and out for Paris.
Off the backboard.
Using that ball movement around the arc. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Valadez.
I don't know about you, Tab. It just feels like Sam Brunel's presence would be huge in this game. Absolutely. Offensively. Nice move by Clarkson on the drive.
Well, that was an excellent job that started with Taylor Valadez. Not panicking at the end of the shot clock. She drove it in, attracted 2 defenders, and then kept her vision alive and found Clarkson at the end of the shot clock. And right here, into the shot clock, Valadez just does a nice job keeping the defender on her heels and finds London Clarkson slipping to the basket.
Kennedy Todd Williams unable to finish. Rebounded by McKenna Dale.
Bit of a frustrating night for Todd Williams as well, just 3 points on the night.
Great position for Clarkson, and she lays it in. London Clarkson has 4 points here in the third, 6 for the game. Cavaliers back to within a dozen. Poole, her first miss. She had been 4 for 4 from the floor.
I talked about the matchup of Cam Taylor and Alyssa Usby, but I love this matchup between Anya Poole and London Clarkson. They've just been going at each other all night long.
Valadez with 6. Puts it in, and it's a 10-point game.
Again, it's the ball movement. You can see the Cavaliers moving the ball around the arc, breaking down the defense. It's basketball one-on-one, and it offers them the better shot. Even though it's under 10 in the shot clock, they're getting a better shot.
That wasn't deflected. That was just a poor shot from Kennedy Todd Williams. Missed everything.
It's that kind of night for Todd Williams. You can see it on her face. She's trying to play her way through it through her defense. But it is that kind of night offensively for her.
It's just surprising because she scored double figures 6 in a row, averaging 16.5 points per game. Maybe this will get her going. Kennedy Todd Williams, an easy deuce.
That's a player whose defense fuels their offense, and that was a prime example of how she leaked out, got the steal, got in the passing lanes, and took it all the way to the rack.
McKenna Dale circles down the 3, her second of the night, and Virginia's within 9.
We asked Coach Mox where the offense would come in at first because they got no Mira McLean, have had that the past few games, but now tonight no Sam Brunel. And she talked about how McKenna Dale is going to get more time. Talked about Taylor Valadez and how she came in off the bench versus UNC last time and gave them some much needed offense. And also London Clarkson.
Another Carolina turnover. 3-on-2 the other way. Alexia Smith takes it. Battle for the rebound. Finds Todd Williams, and the foul is on Valadez. Number 2 on Taylor.
They took a hard hit, but right here in transition, you've got Todd Williams who gets the steal. Has to get her handle on it, but does a nice job of leaking out. Then on the other side, McKenna Dale knocks down the 3-point basket. That's what they want to see. They want to get more offense like that, knows that Dale can deliver.
Dale has had a fascinating season shooting the ball. I mean, she started out 0 for 15, then she made 9 of her next 18, then she went 2 for 20, and now she was 5 for 10 her last couple games coming into today. She's 2 for 3 this evening. How do you explain that?
Consistency, finding a rhythm, some chemistry out there.
Number 3 on Taylor Valadez. She goes to the bench.
And that's a big hit for the Cavaliers. She's coming back in. And I was going to say, they need Valadez out there on the floor to facilitate and also a scoring option who has the ball in her hands. She can bring the ball up the floor. You've got Cam Taylor, Dale, and Clarkson who are scoring, but they're not point guards. They don't bring the ball up the floor.
It's interesting. Valladay went to the bench. It was unclear whether she was out of the game or talking to Coach Moggs. And Crystal Apollanis saying, look, she checked out of the game, so some time has to run off before she checks back into the game. I believe that's what's the situation across the way.
And that was the replay of the foul, and Valladay will take a seat.
Interesting little administrative sequence there. John Tavon hops up. She'll come in between free throws. Second has to tick off before Valladay can return. He's going to wait till after the second free throw, and Usby's going to have to make it for Vaughn to get back in. Smooth at the line for the junior from Rochester, Minnesota. Courtney Banghart said she's desperately looking for the next Alyssa Usby. She's trying to recruit her twin. The problem is Usby has 3 brothers and no sisters.
It's going to be hard to find another Alyssa Usby. That is for sure.
Vaughn sets up Dale. 3 more for McKenna Dale.
Boy, oh boy, McKenna Dale is coming through with the offense tonight. Averages just 4.5 points a game. Has 9 on the night, all threes.
Usby answers. 9 now for Alyssa. Tar Heels trying to keep this double-digit separation, but Virginia's not making it easy. Cavaliers have made 5 of their last 6. Back to Dale. Heat check. Rebound for Kelly. Deja's 2 for 7. She's got 4 points. Looking for offense here and earning a pair of free throws.
It was the hesitation that got her the foul, but right here, McKenna Dale just lighting up from beyond the arc, giving the Cavs some much-needed offense. Then Alyssa Usby right here. You give her too much space, she'll do a little bit of that, puts the Tar Heels up 10.
How do I save?
Tar Heels have come up with some timely interceptions and blocks in this one. And right there, the shot blocker says no go. Alyssa Usby completes it at the other end in transition. Another steal for Anya Poole, which gets it to Deja Kelly, who pulls up and pops in transition. And a third time right here, Todd Williams, who's not having her best offensive game, but knows how to keep herself alive through her defense, gets the steal and completes that one in transition as well.
Carolina with 12 points off the 13 Virginia turnovers. And I swear I didn't know that that graphic was coming, but works out in a timely fashion.
Good at what you do, Evan. You're good at what you do.
We are in sync tonight. The entire crew. Evan Lepler with Tabitha Turner here courtside at Carmichael Arena. Dreary, drizzly day in Chapel Hill.
It's been drizzly all week here in Carolina.
At least we're not in Dallas, Texas, where they're iced in everywhere.
Could be worse, right? At least there's a lot of sky blue in here that's making up for the gray of the sky outside.
This is what the sky usually looks like. Although folks in Chapel Hill like to remind you, it's not sky blue, it's Carolina blue. Deja Kelly.
Tomato, tomato.
To the line. Well shy of her season average, but there is still plenty of time. 45-33. Each team has scored 12 in the quarter. Just like at the half, it's a 12-point game. Yanta Vaughn airmails one, and the pushing foul against Virginia. And Cam Taylor just picked up her 3rd.
And that may have not been the best shot by Yanta Vaughn, who didn't really have her legs under her for, but I like the ball movement. But Cam Taylor at the end going for the rebound mistakenly pushes Anya Poole. Nothing egregious there, but just picks up her 3rd foul.
Look, I feel like Cameron Taylor's been as active as she usually is on the boards. She doesn't have a rebound yet in the game. She came into the night with 499 career rebounds, so was all ready to mark her 500th as a milestone, and we're still waiting for it. Poole misses the free throw. It's going to happen here. No, Taylor blocked out. Allowed her teammate Smith to come in for the rebound.
She's too busy blocking out Alyssa Usby. Hands full tonight.
Thought I was going to call my shot. Usby the rebound off the Vaughn miss.
You mean how we like ruin free throws for people? We're like, she's perfect tonight.
Never have I ever. Kayla McPherson missed it. Smith coming the other way.
McPherson's first miss of the night.
And she was 4 for 5. She was 4 for 4, I should say. Now she's 4 for 5, 9 points off the bench. North Carolina still without Eva Hodgson as well, as Taylor gets one to go. Taylor into double figures with 10. Her 6th straight game scoring at least 10 points.
It was the screening action down low in the paint that afforded Taylor to get open as she was moving in the paint for that easy two.
McPherson off the curl. And the rebound just finds Deja Kelly, and she'll take those 3.
That is a pretty shot. Right place, right time. The rebound just bounced right back to Deja Kelly. The defense didn't get out there quick enough. She nailed it.
Sometimes you battle for rebounds, other times they find you. Taylor was out of bounds.
Cam Taylor is working hard to get the ball, but on the opposite end of the floor, Deja Kelly, rebound goes right to her, and Cam Taylor hesitates and makes a mistake.
It's funny how that one last basket, transforming it from 11-point game to a 14-point game, kind of dramatically changes the feel and complexion of this thing. Now McPherson trying to extend the lead further. Didn't really find daylight. Clarkson tries to get it to the outlet, and then the steal, and then the travel. And the dueling turnovers will give it back to Virginia.
Well, for the Cavs to give themselves an opportunity to rebound and not allow UNC any second chance points, they're sagging in the paint and keeping all the bigs down there, which is affording them those second chance opportunities.
Pass was high and forced Taylor to make the adjustment, and Key fouled her from behind. They call it on Usby, number 3 on Usby.
A bit of an off night for Usby as well, just slow offensively, but like you mentioned in that first half, Coach Banghart tasking her with taking more shots.
There's Eva Hodgson out with an upper body condition. They were told 3 to 4 weeks. They do expect to get her back before March Madness begins. And I mean, Courtney Banghart can gush about any of her players, but she can really gush about how much she likes Eva Hodgson and how valuable she is to everything they do.
Yeah, you just saw on the screen, they're missing 10 points a game from Hodgson, 3 assists and 2 rebounds.
And the numbers probably don't tell the whole story. Taylor, strong move, missed the shot. Key, rebound, outlet. Todd Williams ahead for McPherson. 2 more.
Run to perfection, and that's what the missed basket does at the opposite end. It allows Carolina to get out in their break in transition where they are deadliest and at their strength.
Scoring in double figures was nothing particularly special for Kayla McPherson in high school, but it's the first time she's done it as a Tar Heel. Taylor finds the loose ball, and Clarkson has the and one opportunity.
Boy, oh boy, Cam Taylor was so impressive and unselfish on that play. But let's take a look at the transition for the Tar Heels. Right there, another unselfish play. Todd Williams finds McPherson over the top of the defense. And at the opposite end, it looked like it was about to be a broken play, but Cam Taylor was able to find London Clarkson. Both those posts just battling down there tonight.
They called the foul on Key. It was her 3rd. You mentioned the unselfishness by Todd Williams, but Key's rebound and outlet pass really got that play going. Key,
who had a ACL injury last season, Still finding her way, but offering some good minutes for the Tar Heels this season.
And you can see the tools. Tiani Key. Kennedy Todd Williams starting to heat up. 7 points now for Toddy.
I like that. Stick. And that'll make 11 straight games. Or at least if she gets to double figures for Todd Williams, 11 straight games with a 3 or in double figures, excuse me.
McKenna Dale finds a gift of a deuce right there. Back to a 13-point game, final seconds of the third. North Carolina, barring a jump ball in these next 12 seconds, will start the fourth quarter with the ball. The crowd counts us down. Ali Zelaya. Rebounded Lawson. And we will head to the fourth.
Zelaya took that 3 and was like, this could be my day. She's 2 of 14 on the season. Not really her shot.
11th ranked North Carolina, 10 minutes away from their 8th straight win. Has lots of great college basketball pretty much every night.
Oh, yeah, we are in the state of North Carolina. 4 ACC schools alone, and that's just the ACC. Plenty of other conferences as well represented in the state.
Final 10 minutes. Kayla McPherson has been a revelation for North Carolina. Baseline jumper, Kennedy Todd Williams is 1 away from that double-figure mark you mentioned.
And that, for Todd Williams, she's a prime example of a player who played herself out of a funk in this game, was having a slow start to this one, but allowed her defense to fuel her offense, and now she's on a bit of a roll.
Clarkson. Taylor the rebound. Over 500 rebounds now in Cam Taylor's career, and an opportunity to add to her scoring prestige at the free throw line. Crossed over 1,000 points in her career in January, and they're not going to give her free throws. I take it back. Virginia ball underneath.
And it was quite a rebound at that to be her 500th.
Lawson, 2.
Caden Lawson, it was pretty straight on, but it was a nice one-dribble pull-up. Gives the Cavs some life here.
Line drive or high arcing rainbow, doesn't matter if it goes in.
It comes in.
McPherson continues.
That might have been a heat check as well for McPherson. She has just not pulled off, missed a couple shots in the third quarter, but you can't tell by the look on her face. She is dialed in.
Enlightening all these Tar Heel fans as to what she can do. Nice pivot from London Clarkson as she goes into double figures for the 5th time in her last 6 games. Up and under Kennedy, Todd Williams.
That's the Todd Williams we're used to seeing, the one that does the reverse layup to the other side and finds a way.
Thought they might get dealt for a travel, but instead it's a foul on Kelly. Number 3 on Deja.
Dell just did a good job of pump faking and getting Kelly in the air, and Kelly also closed out, not under control. And that's tough to do because when you get out there and close out on a shooter, you want to be able to affect the shot, but you don't want them to drive by you either.
Clarkson. Nice idea. Tough pass. Somehow finds Dale. Shot clock's winding down. And a foul on McPherson. And good to see her push up her way onto her feet.
She might need some padding out there. I like the way she landed and rolled, but that hurts. And McPherson right here going for the steal. Takes a nice hit. Tucks and rolls. She had 2 rolls on that one. You ever see those athletes with the padding all on their body? She might need that. Walk away with a few bruises in this one.
Clarkson goes.
I love it. London Clarkson is in her bag tonight in the post. It's her 11th point. She's 6 of 10 tonight. Right here, just sizes up the defense. Goes one-on-one, sees the double team, doesn't happen, and just splits the defenders right here. Key almost commits, doesn't, splits the 2 defenders and goes right over Zelaya.
14 points for London Clarkson, and let's be honest, that's who she has been lately. Her first 17 games, she averaged 4.5 per game. Her last 6 games, including tonight, she's averaging 14 a game. There's a steal for Taylor. Virginia not going away, which is kind of who they've been.
Yeah.
Look at the Sunday game against Virginia Tech. There's another jumper for Clarkson. Give her 16. I mean, Hokies had an early double-digit lead and had chances to break it open, and Virginia just wouldn't go away, and they really made the Hokies work in the 4th.
But what an ad for the Cavaliers, having London Clarkson come from Florida State.
Wow, tipped in by Zelaya. McPherson was kind of hobbling for a moment as she came back down the court, but looks like she's all right.
Yeah, might have just had a little twinge, looked like her ankle, but nothing she can run off or can't run off.
Taylor trying to pivot through the stationary double team. Great job by Zelaya and Key, holding their ground like a brick wall. McPherson looks okay. What a find! Zelaya lays it in!
And McPherson throws up the goggles to represent the vision. Nice pass, just threading the needle. And finding Zelaya for the easy 2.
4th assist of the night for Kayla McPherson. Go along with her career-high 14 points, matching her jersey.
She just keeps her eyes up, her vision alive, uses the screen, and finds Zelaya. Threads the needle, puts UNC up double figures. 6:31 left in the 4th.
Basketball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By Continental Tire, the smart choice in tires. And by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina. Get access to the care you need with coverage in all 100 counties.
Virginia trails North Carolina by 15 in the women's basketball edition of the South's oldest rivalry. 64-49 with 6.5 to play. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina presents the upcoming schedule. A couple road games on tap for the Tar Heels.
And again, nothing easy. 2 of those teams ranked, the other 3 not. But this is a Syracuse team, a Boston College team, and a Wake Forest team who've gotten wins. And like you mentioned, probably snuck one over a team they shouldn't have, technically speaking, when you look at the numbers. So nothing easy for the Tar Heels coming up. Going to have to defend that number 11 ranking.
Louisville is off today, so they'll be extra rested. Coming off a win at, I almost said the Carrier Dome, the JMA Wireless Dome, as it is now known, this past Sunday. Clarkson had the ball dislodged on her way to the rim, recovered but missed the shot. North Carolina had a top 5 Notre Dame team coming to Carmichael. And the Tar Heels were staring at 5 consecutive losses. The season could have gone a certain direction at that point. The game after that, of course, they were down by 9 in the 4th quarter against Virginia. That could have been the 6th straight loss, but of course they beat the Fighting Irish, handed Notre Dame their first ACC loss. And they have not lost since. UNC 7 in a row. And a 17-point lead in pursuit of win number 8 on this streak. Anya Poole picks up her first personal. Poole is one of 4 Tar Heels in double figures. Excuse me.
That's so surprising that Anya Poole picked up her first one. I just realized that was her first foul, but the battle that's been going on in the post between London Clarkson, Cam Taylor versus Anya Poole and Tiana Key has been ongoing all game long. So good job by Poole keeping herself out of foul trouble.
Clarkson makes the back end. 1 for 2. 17 points for London. Her career high is 18 a few weeks ago against Boston College.
And the good thing about this Cavs team is anybody can go and get you a bucket. Yes, there has been the chemistry issues.
Whistles going on Valaday.
And yes, there also have been the injury issues that have happened, but this is a team that finds a way, and they will fight to the end. 9 of the 11 players on the team have led this team in scoring at one point. All 11 players for the Cavs have scored in double figures, so everyone on this Cavaliers squad capable of going out and getting a bucket for Coach Mox.
I think it's a great point, and yet they are undeniably shorthanded tonight. They've only used 8 players. Sam Brunell day-to-day with a foot injury. Amir McLean out for the year. We have not seen the freshman Katie Polly, who averages about 3 points per game for Virginia off the bench.
We really haven't seen a lot of Carol Miller either since the first half.
Good point. Miller played 3 minutes. Did not score, didn't take a shot. Dale needs it. Nope. Rebound Kelly. Tar Heels up by 18 and looking for more, and Kelly lost it on the way.
Yeah, she ran into 3 orange jerseys at the free throw line.
Dale takes it strong for UVA.
Did you see the nice little fake right there by McKenna Dale? So she's more than just a 3-point shooter. She can do a bit of that as well. And McKenna Dale, and we showed Sam Brunell right there for a second, but McKenna Dale is the player who's kind of gotten some extended minutes in Brunell's absence in this game.
Another foul on Virginia inside. Second team foul. Carolina ball when we come back. Down at Little John Coliseum, Amari Robinson, the veteran leader of the Clemson Tigers, getting ready to battle the Miami Hurricanes. That's game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Riley Ballard and Fallon Stokes getting set to bring you the call courtside at Little John.
We joked about how that's going to be a pretty ugly game. Miami and Clemson, both those teams like to defensively muck it up a little bit, make it play ugly. Want to see how they face off against each other and what kind of offense they bring.
2 feisty defensive units.
Absolutely, and I like how scrappy both those teams are, and it comes from their coaches. Their coaches are both scrappy players as well. Translates down to their players.
Take one more look at the current top 8 in the ACC. Now, Duke and Notre Dame play on Sunday, so at least one of those teams will pick up their 3rd ACC loss this week, if not both of them. Notre Dame, BC battling right now. It's a 1-point game in Chestnut Hill. It's going to be really interesting. You know, the top 4 teams get the double bye, advance straight to quarterfinal Friday at the ACC Women's Tournament. Oh, that was not legal. And I thought Paulina Paris kind of lost the ball and then recovered it and then threw it in, but whatever, we press on. Did you see that?
I didn't. I was too busy looking at the standings again and trying to make sense of it. But when you are in the ACC, nothing's going to make sense because it's such a tough league to play in. Of those top 8, 6 teams are in the top 25 in the country. That's the most in the country of any conference. Most players ranked in the top 25, or most teams, should I say.
Caden Lawson's night is over. 5 fouls, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 20 minutes.
Lawson, one of the originals on this team, has been with Virginia. Her older sister actually played for Virginia. I think they spent 1 year together, but her older sister, Danny Lawson, is also a Cavalier.
That was a rainbow free throw for Tiani Key. 69-52. Clarkson continues to be aggressive at the offensive end.
I mean, she's got the hot hand, so why go away from her? And I love how they're just finding her and getting her the ball and saying, go to work. Get us a bucket and find some offense. And she's either getting fouled, stopping the clock and shooting the free throw, or she's knocking down the shot.
Well, look at her season numbers from a year ago, Tab. 5 points, 4 rebounds per game. But she finished the season last year with 6 straight games in double figures. And now she's kind of having a very similar stretch. I mean, she's averaging now 14 points per game over a 6-game stretch. And there's no reason to believe this won't continue.
I mean, you think about what happened in that stretch of games, and as the shot misses by Paulina Paris, UNC keeps it alive. But during that stretch, you've got 2 key injuries. Well, one that's kind of lingering back and forth with the Sam Brunel, who's out today, precautionary with that lingering foot injury, has a boot on. But then Mary McLean, who went down some games ago with the knee injury, season-ending knee injury.
She's taking her time getting up near the stanchion, but it appears she's all right.
And Deja Kelly, takes it right at London Clarkson, who doesn't cut off the baseline, so she draws the foul, but takes a hard hit and has to take a second to get up.
Third foul on Clarkson. 3:40 remaining. Usby doubled to the corner. And here's Key, and there's the 4th foul on London Clarkson, who's like, I was just standing here.
But that's the aggressiveness of Key, who just takes it right at her, and that's what you do to get someone in foul trouble. You have to be under control. But if you know this Cavalier team is in foul trouble, well, you say, hey, get them the ball, take it right at their chest, and draw the fouls. He drills both of them. First time we're seeing Malu today.
Malu Chitenge, senior from Maryland. Rounding out for Dale, rebounded by Usby. In terms of the other games that started at 6 o'clock, Tab, Florida State's absolutely running away from Wake Forest. An impressive win against a Wake Forest team that beat Louisville and Miami last week. But the Seminoles win by 26 with a minute to go in Tallahassee. As Cameron Taylor gets 2 more. Over at Cameron, low-scoring game. Looks like Duke's going to hang on against Pittsburgh. They have an 8-point lead with under a minute to play. Potential surprise that's brewing right now. Syracuse has a 1-point lead in Blacksburg over Virginia Tech at the half.
Oh, man. Kay Brooks going to have to find some answers. I'm sure he will.
Harris tied up.
I thought that was just a slow motion play.
Kind of was.
Paulina Paris doing a good job of extending that right hand up in the air as the ball was getting tied up. Just threw me way off, but good job. Virginia getting in there and tying that one up gives them the possession. Top 10 showdown tonight in the Big Ten in Iowa City. 8th ranked Maryland, 6th ranked Iowa. Iowa knocked off Ohio State, ending the Buckeyes' undefeated string. Only 2 undefeated teams left in women's college basketball. They play on Super Bowl Sunday. South Carolina and LSU. Wicked tomahawk block from Cameron Taylor. And she's caught for the foul. She did get ball with the tomahawk and shoulder checked. And she came across the lane like she was about to reject that one, but right there. She got some ball. She also got some face. Yeah, she got ball and face, but at the end of the play, both players kind of fell together, grappling arms and interlocking. It looked worse than what it was. But she definitely was trying to come and send that one into the stands. Tar Heels by 15, closing in on 2 minutes to go. Usby in double figures with 10. 5 Tar Heels in double digits. McKenna Dale, air ball. Valladay pulls it back outside. Dale has made 3 threes tonight, but she's now 3 for 9. Cavaliers are 4 for 19 from beyond the arc. Not good enough against the 11th ranked Tar Heels on the road.
Adams looking for Key. Aaron pass. Turnover number 18 for UNC. Eva Hodgson can laugh about it when you're up by 15 with 90 seconds to go.
Turnover is definitely an issue for Coach Banghart, but sure, she's proud of her team and how they responded, because this was a 10-point game just in the third quarter as Valladay sticks with it and gets the second opportunity to go in.
Quick shot from Usby, and if it goes in, it's all right.
When you trust a player like you trust Alyssa Usby, she can take that quick shot in transition.
Key rebounds the miss. Final minute. Don't forget Miami and Clemson coming up at the top of the hour. Corner three won't go. Time permitting, and it looks like we're going to have time. We're going to get a chance to chat with Courtney Banghart and Kayla McPherson. Let's give her her first post-game interview of her college career.
What an honor. I can't wait to hear the excitement in her voice and how she feels. And her second came back after missing 800 days just to get back on this court. It's almost like missing a limb and then getting it back. What do I do with this extra arm? She's all smiles today, and that's a good thing to see Coach Banghart also telling us after their last game.
And it was a slow start tonight for Carolina. McPherson really gave them the spark that changed the whole feel of the game.
Adds that much of another element offensively and defensively for the Tar Heels, but just how the whole team is just happy for her after her first game back.
Tough shot for Usby. Rebounded by Dale. Dale's going to finish the game likely one rebound shy of a double-double. Clarkson's going to get a couple more free throws. Career high 21 points for London Clarkson and counting. But it is going to come in defeat. 8th loss in Virginia's last 9 games. How about this statistic? Virginia shooting 53%. That's a season high. UNC shooting 53%, a season high, despite missing their first 6 shots of the game.
To kind of find their rhythm and get some things going. And defensively, I think that's where it kind of kept them in the game and it fueled their offense.
A new month of basketball is here, but the longest winning streak in the ACC rolls on. 8 in a row for North Carolina as they beat Virginia tonight 73-62.
It wasn't the prettiest start. Both teams single-digit first quarters. But eventually, the Tar Heels come up with their 8th straight win. Their defense fueled their offense, and they shot their best percentage.